Ryan Dohrn here from SalesTrainingWorld.com, and today we're going to talk about marketing and sales initiatives in this brief video. One of the things that I'm very often asked about is the consumer buying cycle, meaning what do you do as a marketer to best enhance your chances of maximizing your return on your investment? Obviously, you've got everything from social media campaigns to participating in print advertising campaigns, trade shows, e-newsletters, you name it. But one of the things we're all looking for as marketers to drive more leads to our sales department is what can we do to get the maximum return on investment from our marketing dollar? Well, one of the things that we have to vividly recognize is that what very often people want to do is they really want to run an awareness ad. For example, and if you look here in the top left-hand corner, they want to run this awareness ad. And then what they want to have happen is they want to immediately have somebody make a purchase immediately. So as an example, let's just say that you run an ad in a magazine. You run one ad, and let's just say that it's a great offer. You immediately want someone to make a purchase. Now, the only time that this actually works is when the product you're trying to sell is priced $75 or less. Okay, and where does that number come from, and really what does that mean? The number comes from direct marketing experts. And what they tell us is if you're selling something like, for example, the Ginsu knives, or you're selling a Thigh Master, or you're selling a quick fix diet plan or something like that, something that's $75 or less, sure, you can run an ad and immediately someone will go down and they'll make an immediate purchase. Here's the interesting, though, opposite side of that equation. And that is if you're running an awareness ad, okay, as an example, and one of the things that you're noticing in running that awareness ad is that the ad itself, no matter how good it is, if it's representing a product over $75, you've got to ask yourself, does the consumer immediately have a need for that product? So you run the awareness ad, and then you've got to ask yourself, does the consumer have an immediate need? If the answer is no, then their brain just tells them to get caught back in this loop. So every time they see your ad, it's not that your ad isn't working. Your ad is working, but they just don't have a need at that moment in time. So their brain is telling them no, and they just caught in this loop. Here's the interesting piece. Scientists will tell us that every time they see your ad, they're doing something with it. They're registering that ad in their brain so that at the time that their brain says, yes, I have a need for that product, then that's when they begin to enter the consumer buying cycle. Now, what you probably would hope is that as soon as they have a need, they would immediately go and immediately purchase your product. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen that way. What most people do is, first of all, they have to be, here on the right, they have to be socially influenced. That's the first thing. What does that mean? It means that they're going to go online. It means they're going to talk to friends, to relatives, colleagues, or whatever. They need to be socially influenced. Then they're going to move on to personal consideration. Personal consideration is them saying, do I need this product? Can I afford this product? Is it going to benefit me? Is this the best product out there? And they're going to do a little bit of research. Then what they do is they move into the doubt and validation stage. The doubt validation stage is, oh, wow, is it going to work? Is this product going to live up to my expectations? Was the advertising accurate? And then and only then do they actually go and actually make a purchase, is after they go through those three stages of the consumer buying cycle. Now, here's really what's interesting. Along this entire process, you, as a marketer, you have to be present. You have to be present. And that's why you need to run social ad campaigns, social media campaigns, web advertising, print ad campaigns, participate in events, sponsor e-newsletters. If advertising was a one and done proposition, if you only had to do one thing, that's what Procter & Gamble would do. That's what Michelin would do. That's what Red Bull would do. If you want to be present in the market, sure, maybe choose one or two media options. But if you want to be competitive or if you want to be dominant, you've got to understand you have to own the consumer buying cycle. You have to own this entire process if you want someone to accurately make a purchase. You can't run one ad. Unless you're selling something cheap, you can't run one ad and expect that someone's going to immediately make a purchase. The same thing works when you think about lead gen. Lead gen campaigns. It's not just see something and immediately we're going to generate a lead. So to maximize your return on investment from your marketing dollar, you need to understand this consumer buying cycle. And you need to understand that you need to be present. All of these steps along the way, you need to be present. And when someone is not even looking, you need to be present. That's why you see McDonald's everywhere. You see Red Bull everywhere. You see major companies, Michelin everywhere, BMW everywhere. And that's because they want to dominate the market. Now, you might be saying, but Ryan, I understand. To dominate, I need to be everywhere. I don't have that kind of money. Then what you need to do is dabble in all of these areas. Social, print, events, e-newsletters. You need to be present in all of these areas. Even if it's in a small way, you need to have high levels of frequency. Because remember, experts will tell us that you need to put your ad, your brand in front of people 25 to 35 times before they're going to make this purchase. And the consumer buying cycle is mission critical to you being able to maximize your return on your investment. Understand the consumer buying cycle, and when you do, then you're going to drive sales higher and you're going to maximize your return on your investment. Just remember, advertising is not a one and done proposition. It's not. It requires frequency, it requires repetition, it requires great offers, it requires a great reputation on your part. You've got to be a part in understanding this consumer buying cycle. I'm Ryan Dohrn from Sales Training World. I hope this information helps you as you're looking for ways to maximize your return on your marketing investment.